Welcome back to the MomKind Podcast, the show where we explore ways to empower neurodiverse families with resources, advice, and support that they need to thrive. I'm your host, Alicia Trott-White, and today we're diving into a topic that can make a huge difference in the lives of neurodiverse families: routines. Now, I know that routines are something many parents and caregivers, especially those of children with autism, often rely on, and for good reason. Routines bring structure, security, and predictability to what can otherwise be a chaotic and overwhelming world. Today, I'll be sharing tips and strategies on how to create routines that help both autistic children and adults feel more secure and reduce anxiety. Whether you're a parent or an adult on the autism spectrum, establishing predictable routines can improve your daily life, boost mental wellness, and create an environment where everyone feels supported. But how exactly do we create routines that work for us? How can we use routines as a tool to reduce stress and support positive behaviors? Well, that's exactly what we're going to explore in today's episode. So, why routines matter. Let's start with the why behind routines. If you're a parent of a neurodiverse child, you might already notice that predictable schedules help reduce anxiety and build confidence. Well, for children with autism, unexpected changes can be particularly overwhelming. Whether it's a change in plans, a new experience, or just the unpredictability of life, these disruptions can often lead to meltdown, heightened stress, and even confusion. For children with autism, routines provide a sense of stability. Knowing exactly what's going to happen next gives them a sense of control over their world. It minimizes uncertainty, which can be a huge stressor for many. The consistency of a routine, whether it's getting up at the same time every day, having a specific morning ritual, or following a specific routine for meals or bedtime, helps establish clear expectations and reduces the chance for anxiety-provoking surprises. But the power of routine isn't just for kids. Adults, especially those on the spectrum, can also benefit greatly from having structured daily routines. As adults, we're often responsible for a variety of tasks, from managing work to running errands to handling family obligations. A predictable schedule helps us manage these tasks more efficiently and reduces the mental energy spent on figuring out what comes next. In the next couple segments, we will cover how routines help autistic individuals, as well as creating routines for both autistic children and for autistic adults. So, how routines help with autism. Now, let's get into some specific ways routines help individuals with autism. Routines offer several key benefits for kids and adults alike, including reducing anxiety. For many neurodiverse individuals, especially those with autism, the world around them can feel overwhelming and unpredictable. Routines help to manage this by providing structure. If a child knows what's coming next, it gives them a sense of security and predictability. It also improves behavior. When children follow a consistent routine, they often have fewer behavioral challenges. Children thrive on consistency. A predictable environment allows them to feel safe and more confident, which can lead to more positive behaviors and fewer meltdowns. Better transitions. One of the biggest challenges for neurodiverse children is transitioning between activities. Whether it's moving from playtime to mealtime or from school to home, transitions can be stressful. The same goes for adults transitioning between activities, like from work to home. But with a routine, transitions become smoother because you know what to expect. For example, having a consistent bedtime routine that includes winding down activities like reading a book or taking a warm bath can signal to a child's brain that it's time to relax. This helps them transition more smoothly into sleep, which in turn improves their overall mood and behavior the next day. So let's talk about creating routines for children. Let's dive into how we can create effective routines. All right, so let's talk about creating effective routines for children first. The key to a successful routine for kids, especially neurodiverse children, is having consistency, flexibility, and clear expectations. So, how can we make routines that actually work? Well, tip one is to keep routines simple and clear. Routines should be easy to understand and to follow. If you're setting up a morning routine, break it down into simple tasks. For example, wake up, go to the bathroom, get dressed, eat breakfast, then brush your teeth. The clearer the steps, the less likely there will be for confusion or resistance. You can even use visuals to help your child understand the routine. Picture charts or visual schedules can help provide cues for each step, making the process go much smoother. Second up, of course, is those visual schedules. One of the best tools in building routines for neurodiverse children is the use of visual schedules. Now, visual schedules are exactly what they sound like: a series of images, symbols, or written words that outline what's happening throughout the day. Visual schedules give children something to refer to when they need to know what's next. You can create a visual schedule for every part of the day: morning, school, after school activities, and bedtime. For instance, for bedtime, you can have pictures of a toothbrush, a bed, a favorite stuffed animal to remind them of the steps, or a favorite stuffed animal, all of these to remind them of steps in their nighttime routine. Tip 3 is be consistent but flexible. While consistency is key, life happens, and that's okay. Be consistent with the overall structure of the routine, but also be flexible enough to adapt when necessary. If your child's routine is disrupted, try to reestablish the normal flow as soon as possible to keep them grounded. If something unexpected does come up, like a doctor appointment or a special event, try to incorporate those changes into the routine gradually. For example, you can prepare your child by letting them know the routine will be slightly different tomorrow and explain what will happen to them instead. Tip number 4 is to build in breaks and downtime. A big part of a successful routine is downtime. Children with autism can become overwhelmed, especially when there's a lot of sensory input or demands placed on them. Building in time for breaks, whether it's a quiet moment with a favorite toy or sensory breaks with calming music, helps them recharge. The goal is not to pack every moment of the day with activities. A well-balanced routine should allow for both structured activities and free time. This helps your child manage sensory overload and stay calm and focused throughout the day. Now, let's talk about routines for adults. Establishing a predictable and calming schedule isn't just beneficial for kids. It's just as important for adults, especially those on the autism spectrum. For many adults with autism, routines help manage stresses of daily life. Work, social obligation, household tasks, and even self-care can be overwhelming. Routines help break down these responsibilities into manageable steps, making them less daunting. So here are a few tips for adults on how to create a routine that works. Tip 1 is to structure your day. When creating a routine for yourself, structure your day to include both work and self-care. Try to create specific time blocks for tasks like checking emails, completing work, or running errands. Incorporating self-care activity, whether it's exercise, meditation, or simply taking a walk, can also help you feel more balanced. Tip number 2 is to use a planner or digital tools. Autistic adults often benefit from written or digital planners to track daily tasks. You might prefer a simple written checklist or digital tool like a calendar app that organizes your schedule. It's all about finding what works for you. And tip number 3 is to plan for downtime. Don't forget to plan downtime in your routine. This could be as simple as taking 15 minutes to unwind or engage in a favorite hobby. Downtime is absolutely essential for recharging and preventing autistic burnout. As we've seen today, routines have the power to create a sense of security, reduce anxiety, and make the world feel more predictable for both children and adults on the autism spectrum. Whether it's starting with a simple morning routine or building a structured day for work and self-care, routines can help us manage the complexities of life with greater ease. Thank you so much for listening and for being a part of the MomKind podcast. Together, we can continue to build a world that embraces neurodiversity, fosters understanding, and provides the support of autistic individuals and their families' needs to thrive. If you found today's episode helpful, please consider sharing it with a friend or leaving a review. It truly helps us reach more people who need this information. And if you'd like to support our mission even further, we would love for you to donate to the MomKind Autism Support nonprofit. Your generosity helps us continue providing valuable resources, advocacy, and programs for neurodiverse families. Every donation, no matter how small, makes a difference. You can find the donation link in the show notes below or visit our website at themomkind.com. Until next time, take care, be kind to yourself, and remember, routines aren't just about structure. They're about creating a sense of safety, calm, and joy in our everyday lives.